Erik ten Hag believes he will be sacked after Manchester United refused to back him ahead of the FA Cup final. Sun Sport revealed back on April 21 in the wake of their embarrassing FA Cup semi-final against Coventry that his time was up.
The club and new part owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe could not deny that story and have refused to say he will be staying on at any time since. Ratcliffe watched on bemused at that match alongside co-chairman Avram Glazer with new technical director Jason Wilcox sat behind.
They saw the team surrender a 3-0 lead before getting into today's final, but only after Coventry had a last-gasp goal in injury time ruled out by centimetres by VAR. Ratcliffe watched as the United faithful turned their back on Ten Hag and left the stadium immediately afterwards, while the Coventry fans stayed behind to acclaim their team.
Read more on Man UTDBRU no-go. Bruno Fernandes drops biggest hint he could quit Man UTD Eurovision Player Bracket Challenge game for free ahead of this summer's Euros. Those scenes convinced him and the rest of the club hierarchy that change was needed, with Mauricio Pochettino, Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter and Kieran McKenna all in the frame. Ten Hag was furious with our story at the time, but still there was no public backing from above him.
Ten Hag's 5 worst defeats. Erik ten Hag has suffered some heavy defeats during his tenure as Manchester United manager. Copenhagen 4-3 Man United, November 2023. The damaging defeat saw the Red Devils dumped out of the Champions League.
Man United 0-3 Bournemouth, December 2023. It was the first time the Cherries had ever won at Old Trafford, with the players being booed off. Brentford 4-0 Man United, August 2022. Perhaps a sign of things to come, in Ten Hag's second Premier League game, his side was dismantled by the Bees.
Crystal Palace 4-0 Man United, May 2024. The heavy defeat to the Eagles saw the Dutchman edge ever closer to the sack. Liverpool 7-0 Man United, March 2023. Man United were embarrassed at the hands of their bitter rivals as they crumbled at Anfield, as it was the club's worst defeat in 92 years.
Today the club was saying there would be no decisions until after the cup final, when the season would be reviewed. That lack of support in the run-up to the Wembley showpiece against Manchester City has convinced Ten Hag his time is up after only 2 seasons at the club.
Most read in football. Ten Hag latest Man United to sack manager after FA Cup final. Parch lined up as a replacement fire sale. Forest face another points deduction unless they sell top stars in just a month. Bet agony. Heartbroken footy fan misses out on £800,000 win after cashing out. Bet too early. Stairway to Devon Rooney nears management return with legend in contention for new role. Best free bet sign-up offers for UK bookmakers. In his first he finished third and won the Carabao Cup, as well as reaching the FA Cup final where they got beat by Man City. He will now be hoping he can avenge that as a parting gift to United fans. Erik ten Hag gives blunt response when asked whether FA Cup final will be his last Man United game. Ten Hag's squad was seen arriving in London following a train ride from Stockport ahead of the final.
Man United transfer news live. All the latest deals and rumours from Old Trafford. Sun Sports verdict on Man United flop. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have a busy summer ahead to get Man Utd's squad in order for next season. Below, Sun Sport gives its verdict on how they should deal with the Red Devils' flops this summer.
Andre Onana. Stay. After a dodgy start at Old Trafford, Onana has proven to be one of the more reliable members of the squad this season, despite being peppered with shots constantly. Altay Bayındır. Go. Reports in February suggested Bayındır was unhappy with his bit-part role at Man United amid interest from Turkish giants Galatasaray.
If profit can be made on a sale, then it should be done. Tom Heaton. Stay. Veteran goalkeeper Heaton, 38, is a reliable backup and is on a relatively small wage at the club. So long as he is happy, it makes sense to keep him. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Go. Wan-Bissaka, 26, has never managed to make the right back position his own.
With his contract up in 2025, it makes sense to cash in now. Diogo Dalot. Stay. Dalot, 26, has been one of Man Utd's most consistent performers this season. Raphael Varane. Go. If it wasn't for his injury record, there would be a strong shout to keep Varane, but costs need to be cut to allow the squad to be freshened up.
Harry Maguire. Go. Maguire has showed he has the right character to be at Man United, but overall ability and desired profile are another matter, with Maguire too slow to play in a high-line defence. Lisandro Martinez. Stay. Martinez, 26, is second to none in terms of build-up play.
He needs a long-term defensive partner on the right side and to cut out the injuries which have plagued him this season. Johnny Evans. Go. Veteran campaigner Evans could easily be on the stay list if he was only going to be a bit-part player.
But he has shown his advanced years at times this season. Victor Lindelof. Go. Lindelof, 29, has been reliable if not unremarkable in his Man United career. He has 1 year left on his contract, so should be moved on if a decent transfer fee can be got for him.
Willy Kambwala. Stay. He should be given the opportunity to mature for a few years behind a senior CB pairing before stepping into the first team as a starter or being moved on. Luke Shaw. Go. One of the Premier League's best left-backs when fit, Shaw has been a good servant when available.
But alas, that has been his Achilles heel once again this season. Terrell Malaysia. Stay. Malaysia, 24, was decent enough to earn some merit in his first season at Man United before injury ended his season and inadvertently led to his second season being a write-off. Sofyan Amrabat. Go. Amrabat, 27, looked like a world beater at the Qatar World Cup with Morocco.
But H has had an underwhelming season in England and his loan spell will almost certainly not be made permanent. Casemiro. Go. An alarming physical decline has seen him turn from key star to burden.
If a club is willing to buy the 32-year-old, who has 2 more years on his contract, then United should snatch their hand off. Christian Eriksen, go. Eriksen proved a useful asset and Ineos should look to bring in another player with similar traits, but frankly his legs have looked gone towards the end of this season.
Kobbie Mainoo, stay. The first of the so-called untouchables, Mainoo has been a rare glimmer of hope in the Red Devils midfield this season. Mason Mount, stay. Mount can be given the benefit of the doubt until summer 2025 at least after a debut season riddled with injury.
Scott McTominay, stay. McTominay, 27, has proven himself to be a brilliant plan B off the bench this season, and that is exactly why Ineos should look to keep him. Bruno Fernandes, stay. Man Utd's best player since his arrival just over 4 years ago, Fernandes, 29, remains second to none when it comes to creating chances while his tenacity boosts those around him.
Antony, go. There's a case to argue that Antony may be the worst pound-for-pound signing in Premier League history. Despite some memorable moments, he simply isn't Man United quality. Anthony Martial, go. Ultimately Martial needs to be let go when his deal runs out this summer after an appalling injury record of late.
Marcus Rashford, stay. As easy as it would be to say Rashford should leave the club this summer, it is difficult to look at the market and find many available players capable of scoring 30 goals a season. Alejandro Garnacho, stay. Another third of the untouchables trio, Garnacho has made the right wing his own since coming into it.
H is a raw talent but has shown he has the quality to improve. Rasmus Højlund, stay. A slow burner in his first Man United season, the 21-year-old has often been starved of supply, which has led to him being unable to get the goals his movement and unselfish play often merits. Amad Diallo, stay. In the fleeting moments he has been on the pitch for Man United this season, Diallo has looked dangerous and exciting.
He should be given a chance to flourish with some proper chances in the first team across a whole season.